I want to talk again about this whole Tush Push thing. Dude, I just don't like watching it.
It doesn't improve the overall aesthetics of the game. So just from a pure standpoint, I could see them making this an illegal play.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This week, NCAA March Madness, who do you think wins the national championship?
And God is my witness, this is the first time ever. The Dukies, man.
So are the Steelers the best shot for Rodgers? Is Rodgers the best option for the Steelers?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they have had quarterback problems for years. He's got to see the vision.
Mm-hmm.
That should be Aaron's number one spot.
All right, guys, welcome to episode 42 of Fully Loaded. Appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. And I got my man, Cris Carter. How you doing, bro?
I got to get a drink.
How's that sparkling thing going?
Man, this is nice. You turned me on to this.
I know I did.
I'm easily turned on, too.
Yeah, I'm going to leave that right there. You just, I promise you I will, for everybody's benefit.
I'm on fire today.
You are definitely on fire today. You're on fire every day, bro. All right, so let's talk. We talked about this a couple times, some of these proposed rule changes. But I want to talk again about this whole Tush Push thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't realize individual teams can propose their own, like they'd like certain rules changed. Is that the way it works? Like
yeah, absolutely.
The Packers go, hey, we'd like to change it.
You
The
can
Lions
raise your
go,
hand. Hey,
got it. Like I'm in school, I'm going to
motion.
change this.
Okay,
got
yes.
it. Okay, so the Packers and their proposal to get rid of the Tush Push. The Packers want language that prohibits an offensive player from pushing a teammate who is lined up directly behind the snapper and receives the snap immediately at the snap. If approved, the penalty for using the Tush Push would be a loss of 10 yards, which is the penalty for other infractions in which an offensive player illegally assists the ball carrier. The Packers reference player safety and pace of play and their reason to get rid of the rules. What do you think about the Packers, the Tush Push?
Well, I don't think the pace of play has anything to do with it. I do believe overall safety. Because a number of years ago, they removed your ability to be able to, on long snaps, on being field goals, punts, you couldn't hit that guy.
Correct.
So now you're telling me that because the guy is a center and not a long snapper, not only are you letting one person tee off on him, you let 2 or 3 people tee off him and somebody can jump on his neck.
Yep.
So they've already changed the rule for overall safety. To me, it was just a matter of time before they got to the Tush Push. Now, it just happens that they're the Super Bowl champs. It's kind of like when we had all these offenses, Peyton Manning, the Colts, and then we had the greatest show on turf. And then all of a sudden they played against New England, and then they got mugged at the line of scrimmage. Immediately afterwards, they changed the rules. Tom Brady gets a low hit. Immediately they changed the rules. And all of them have affected the game in a positive way, and I do believe that if they're able to outlaw the Tush Push, it'll affect the game in a positive way, and they should be able to protect those centers from people teeing off on them. That's illegal.
Dude, I just don't like watching it. There's nothing about it's entertaining to me. There's nothing about watching athletes at that level playing a football game. Now, granted, I'd be a hypocrite because if I'm betting on it and it wins a game for me, I'm happy. But there's nothing about watching the Tush Push that's exciting to me.
It doesn't improve the overall aesthetics of the game. So just from a pure standpoint, I could see them, making this an illegal play.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good. And I hope they do. So Detroit, they want to eliminate an automatic first down as a penalty imposed for defensive holding and illegal contact. Reason, competitive equity. Current penalty enforcement is too punitive for the defense.
Stop holding.
So you ain't a big fan of that one. Stop holding.
We throw the ball too much, and they hold too much to not call it.
Yeah.
So what words did they use in there?
Where's the what?
What wording did they use in there? That
the effect eliminates an automatic first down as a penalty imposed for defensive holding and illegal contact, and their reason was competitive equity. Current penalty enforcement is too punitive for the defense.
I mean, you can't have the passing game and take out pass interference.
I would agree with that.
Like and defensive backs, they all hold. They hold it when they sleep at night. That's what they do.
So they're saying that it shouldn't be an automatic first down, but you're saying no.
So what is the penalty then?
I don't know. Dude.
So you're going to stop me from running that way and doing my job. So you don't want it to be a first down, So now on third down, it's 3rd and 8, and you interfere with me. What is the call? 5-yard penalty? Now it's 4th and 3?
Yeah. I guess if you could throw the ball over the place, your team would not want maybe that's
and Detroit, the way they play offense. Why would you want that?
I wouldn't. If I was Detroit. If I was a receiver in Detroit.
No, that would not make the game better. Tush push would improve the game.
This one I like. They also submitted by Detroit to amend the current playoff seeding format to allow the wild card teams to be seeded higher than division champs if the wild card team has a better regular season record.
Absolutely.
Thank God.
We should go with best record. And now you're playing 17 games, and with injuries, and oh man, if the NFC South, you can win the NFC South this year and might win 7 games.
Which is painful. You don't deserve all that. You think there's a
now
chance?
You're
in the playoffs.
You're still a divisional, and you're still in, but you don't deserve
No.
a home game.
No.
And guess what? Those teams that have those records, guess what it is to sell out that game? It's hard to sell them games out.
Correct.
So let's give the fan bases that had a magical season.
Yeah.
They run off 13, 14. They should be playing at home. I totally agree with that one.
All right.
Like it.
Philly. Well, you think it's going to happen? Do you think they'll make that change?
Oh, yeah, I think that one will
Okay,
pass.
nice.
Yeah.
Philly, to align the postseason and regular season overtime rules by granting both teams an opportunity to possess the ball regardless of the outcome of the first possession, subject to a 15-minute overtime period. You like that one?
No.
No,
I'm going with regular season rules because of the team might be playing on a Thursday night. I don't want that extra taxing on their body. So the reason why we originally had the rule was because after you've played 60 minutes, the season's been already increased. Why would you want the players to be out there? Because the longer you're out there, you're more apt to get hurt. So I believe this is a good adjustment. And I don't believe that you have to play a certain way during the regular season. But when you get to the playoffs and it's sudden death, it should be sudden death. Everyone should get a chance with the ball. But I don't think during the season, keeping teams out there longer is going to help the game, and it's going to help the overall health. So I like separate regular season overtimes this way. When we get to the playoffs, now it's sudden death. We're going to play a little different.
Got it. All right, well, you was talking last week to Aaron Rodgers, but you should have been talking to the Vikings organization, I think, because they're now saying they're going to choose JJ McCarthy over Rodgers. Vikings reportedly choosing McCarthy over Rodgers. Now it remains to be seen whether Moore will be a weapon for McCarthy or Rodgers, second-year quarterback. How do you feel about the Vikings saying JJ's our guy this year, and that's who we're going to roll with?
Well, this is what I worry about with JJ McCarthy. I wonder how many true reps that he was able to get last year in practice. And when they had to go back in and do that knee, I know that he wasn't on the field. I know he was in the training room. He was watching film. I know they had some type of GoPro on Sam Darnold's helmet, so he gets the same reads and everything. But the injury that he suffered in training camp and then the re-injury that made him go back in, that's what gave the Vikings a little pause. Now, Aaron Rodgers would not be good for JJ McCarthy and the Vikings. And the reason why is because Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, both of them have been on record as saying it's not my job to mentor.
Well, he wouldn't be good for McCarthy. Would he be good for the Vikings, though? Would he be good for the Vikings?
He wouldn't be good for neither one.
He wouldn't be good for neither one of them.
And the reason why is because they have said multiple times, both of them, I'm not here to mentor that guy. Well, this guy's a top 10 pick, so you are here to mentor him based on the organization. And even when Randy Moss came, I'm a Vikings guy. It is the way that we do things in the league. We mentor the younger players so that they can have a shot to be the best version of themselves. And you have a veteran player saying, no, I'm not going to mentor the players. Now he's at the end of his career. And if he hadn't said that, it would be more apt, because this is what I don't understand, though. If I wanted Aaron Rodgers, because this is tricky, because when you have a coach like KO in Minnesota, people are giving him a lot of credit for Sam Darnold's success.
Correct.
Why don't they ever think that he could do the same thing with a veteran quarterback? So we know what he did with Sam. What would he do with a veteran quarterback? Now, I still don't want Aaron Rodgers there.
But a veteran quarterback like Aaron or because Aaron Rodgers, what's he going to do with Aaron Rodgers is going to do what Aaron Rodgers wants to do. Aaron
Yes.
Rodgers is going to do whatever Aaron Rodgers wants to do. So
But even a guy like Russell Wilson is more apt to be a company guy and do what you need him to do.
Correct.
But we never give that uptick to KO and veteran quarterbacks. We only give it to him and the younger quarterbacks. Why wouldn't we do that with the veteran quarterback? Even though I don't want Aaron Rodgers there, it's a question.
So
Like if
what's
you
the-
think a guy is
so
great at quarterbacks,
What's the answer?
the answer is they need a veteran.
So what's the answer? Why don't we think? Why don't we think KO can't do it?
I don't know why you don't give a coach who's supposed to be a quarterback whisperer and just did magical things with Sam Darnold. Why can't he do that with a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers?
But did he do it with Sam? Because Sam Darnold was trying to revive
The buy-in.
career. Yeah, I mean, he's bought in because he needs him.
Yes.
But some of these guys that have been accomplished, Russell Wilson's accomplished. It's been
Yes.
it's been a minute.
Yeah. I've
but
been
he's
doing it
accomplished.
this way.
Correct. So are they really going to be a student to the quarterback whisperer?
But if you're trying to get an extra year and you see that offensive personnel the Vikings have and a chance to go to the Super Bowl, don't you think that's enough for you to buy in?
You would think so, but you got to check your ego too. Sometimes the ego is so out of control.
Well, then now that's the answer.
Yeah, you got. Sometimes it gets.
That's the
I mean,
answer.
it's like student. Like, who do you want as a student? Guys who want to listen to you. You
Yes.
coach. How much more apt they willing to listen to you the day
I
they're
want a
coming in
student
from
that's
high
got
school?
more talent, even if he's a little bit older. I want talent.
Correct, but they also got to be able to listen to you and be
Yes.
coachable, or don't matter. You can be the best position whisperer ever. So
I think KO went into the dark with them and then came out a little smoky and realized, you know something, I better off going with JJ.
I'm better off going with anybody else because this is going to be a problem for me. I can lose my quarterback whisperer title real fast. He comes in here, makes a mess of things. All right, so
And he might do it in the spirit of the Packers.
Correct. He might. He might. You never know. He might. All right. So are the Steelers the best shot for Rodgers? Is Rodgers the best option for the Steelers?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they have had quarterback problems for years. And their defense is going to be a top 8 defense in the league. And adding DK Metcalf to that receiver room, which I've told you the receiver room needed an influx of talent.
100%.
And because now I do believe that, the young stud receiver Pickens now, because DK Metcalf is a different dude. He is hardcore, hard worker, doing things the right way. So I believe that influence
And
will
he's
be
got to
great.
help Pickens, right?
Aaron Rodgers, he's got to.
Right.
That's his number
Pickens
one
has
job.
Got to go. All right.
He's got to see the vision. That should be Aaron's number one spot. Now, I know what he's thinking, the Vikings, because the Vikings play indoors. And the Vikings play that team, the Cheeseheads, twice. And the Vikings have superior offensive personnel. And they have KO. So I could see why Aaron Rodgers would want to put on the purple. Yes, that makes sense.
Do you think he's going to end up in Pittsburgh?
Yes.
You do. So you think
It's
Aaron
only
Rodgers?
why would you go to the Giants?
I don't know. Well,
you
wouldn't pick it. Unless it was your only option.
You just laid a turd for the Jets the last 2 years.
You go back to New York?
Same stadium, bro.
Yeah, and also that's a sinking ship.
And that cold weather, playing in the elements. If I can play for the Vikings and play inside, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, I'm gone.
What did McCarthy, when he was when the Vikings drafted him, what did you think when coming out of college and still today, because we haven't seen him and you know how many reps he got, how successful an NFL quarterback you think he's potentially going to be?
There was a lot that I didn't know because he never threw the ball a lot. And the only way you can be successful in the NFL was by throwing the ball. So there was a lot of things that I didn't know. Like, I don't know what his overall anticipation. Now, does he have arm talent? Can he throw the ball? Can he get it anywhere you want on the field? Yes. Do I think he's smart enough? Yes. But you can't project a guy that hadn't thrown the ball, that much in college. One time in a college game, they didn't throw one pass. And I'm like, okay, now this dude is a first-round prospect.
Handing the ball off. He's good at handing the ball off.
As a head coach, now, I got to take care of this guy. Why would I go in unless it was snowing sideways? I'm still going to throw it, even if it's snowing. So I do believe that part, as far as the passing game, we don't know. I did observe him in a couple practices last year because I was at training camp, and he's got some arm talent. He's got some zip. He can get the ball down the field.
Okay.
And the wide receiver and crew, because this was before he got hurt, off the record, they really did like him. JJ.
They did.
They did.
Okay.
JJ actually told him, you can have the nickname JJ. He said, because people call me Jet.
You can have your nickname, by the way.
You can have
the nickname you got, you're allowed to have it.
Don't worry. I know people call me that, but more people call me Jet than JJ.
I think he's good either way. I think he can have any nickname he wants.
Yikes.
Yeah, I think he is definitely a problem. All right, so before we get to NBA, I want to ask something. NCAA, did you watch any of the games this week? NCAA March Madness?
It's magical.
Okay.
You got to.
Right now, who you think wins the national championship?
Florida.
Really?
I almost said Auburn.
Florida is mean.
No, let me go again.
I don't like.
Give me a redo.
Okay. I only need one pick, and my pick's
And
neither
God
one of
is
them.
my witness.
Yeah.
This is the first time ever. The Dukies, man.
Ooh.
Flag.
Really?
Flag. I'm flying the flag. I'm flying the flag.
I don't think I've ever seen him do that one time. Maybe that should be a celebration when he wins.
And check this out. No, not only do they have the best team, the best player, but what he's getting ready to do transitional for basketball, get Dukies back where they need to be. But also,
it's been a while.
He's going to be a first pick in the draft.
Yeah.
And then now we have the face of the NBA. Mm-hmm. No more Giannis, no more Luka, no more Joker. An American with a name flag.
I understand. I understand where you're going with it.
This dude is sensational.
You think Duke's going to win it?
Yeah, man.
Let me tell you,
He's unstoppable, man. 6'9", 6'10", can get in the air, can shoot the J.
He's not unstoppable.
Man, you're tripping now.
No, I'm not tripping.
He's nice like that, bro.
He is really nice.
But
he's
very unselfish. The only way it can
Okay.
stop him is he's unselfish. He's a team player.
Not because he's not aggressive enough.
Well, I would say he's aggressive. He is not a guy that says, you know something, right now I'm getting ready to take over the game and be selfish.
I'm going to tell you who I like.
Okay, who you like?
St. John's. I knew you were going to do it. Thank God you were going to do it. Let me tell you all something. Let me hear me on this.
No,
first
man.
of all. No,
Man.
I can say whatever I want.
Pitino,
I'm not doing this.
Rick Pitino coached me in high school.
Okay.
John Calipari was at that same camp. I got ultimate respect for Rick Pitino, man.
Okay.
Now, Rick Pitino's a gangster. You see him wearing that white suit
Dude,
to the
Rick
game?
Pitino's a straight gangster. And I'm telling you, that's a team of grown-ass men who can play defense, who are aggressive, who, even though everybody wants to talk about the SEC and all these other conferences, I'll still tell you.
I like that. I do like that pick.
I'm just telling you, there's something about it.
I do like that. Number 2 seed,
and
great
number 2,
seed.
they slide through. I'm just telling you, they end up in the Final Four.
Yeah, they out in Providence too playing, right?
Yes.
Ooh.
Let them roll out of there.
Now, Pitino, you got to keep him away from some of his old ladies.
We know.
Not old ladies, because
No,
he's
but-
72, but some of his people that he's encountered.
But remember, he didn't play around either. When he was like, "Oh, you're gonna do that to me? Okay, here you go. Like, you did this to me. Did you see how that worked out for her?
No.
It didn't work out very well for her.
No, Rick Pitino, though. I mean, he had the escort service at Louisville, had the mother who was escorting her daughter out to the players.
He had the what?
The escort service that he got caught at Louisville with.
I don't know.
He had a normal escort service that would service the recruits and the basketball team.
Okay.
The mom was running it. The daughter was one of the talent.
And he was with the mom?
He cried. I didn't know this was going on.
Okay, he had no idea what was
Never
happening.
seen this before.
Got it. Okay.
Wink, wink. Never knew anything about this. Wink, wink.
Okay.
That's what happened. That's what he got busted for
I
there.
didn't know that.
And then
Okay.
that's when they hit him for cause, lack of institutional control. And then a little bit later, he gets accused of sexually assaulting a lady in an Italian restaurant that they shut it down, and they was getting busy on the tables.
In the restaurant?
Yes.
Not when it was open.
No, he had closed it down.
Okay, at least nobody was there. Okay.
He probably paid everybody's bill and said, y'all got to go. Last call.
Well, hey, right
you don't have
now-
to go home,
right-
but you got to go
right
leave
now,
here.
You've got to get up out of here.
Because the party getting ready to break out.
Well, I know. I'll tell you what. All that aside, that's a tough basketball.
That's a lot of information.
That's a lot of information, bro. I didn't see all that coming.
Google that. Google Rick Pitino.
I bet it will.
NCAA
I bet it will all come up.
Before Saturday's game, and then if you want to put a couple extra shekels on the side on Patino, go right ahead.
I'm going to tell you what, I'm taking the Johnnies, though. I'm taking St. John's.
No, they got a squad. Man, they've been selling out the Garden this year.
They do got a squad.
Magical story.
Florida's tough. I don't know if and I don't know how I feel about Auburn, how deep they go, but and Duke's tough. Duke's a tough out, no doubt about it. But dude, I still believe that kid's he's young. I don't know, man. There is 24-year-old strength, 22-year-old strength. He's still young, dude. Flag's unbelievable. Don't get me wrong, but
if he was playing for a different team, he'd have a lot more fandom.
I would agree.
Surrounding him.
It's easy to dislike Duke. People just seem to dislike Duke.
But this guy, man, is like no Dookie. Now, I've been watching Duke for 40 years, and they've had some great players.
No doubt.
And just because he looks like Christian Laettner, he is not Christian Laettner.
No, he ain't Christian Laettner.
Like, he is going to be a great NBA player compared to an average marginal NBA player.
Correct. No, I agree with that. I think he's a dude.
I mean, Grant Hill, Jason Tate, those are kind of NBA players that he has the skill set in college and has displayed that, the athleticism. I mean, he got bounce, man.
Yeah, no, he's unbelievable, dude. He can do it. He can do it all.
You know who he reminds me of, man? With a better jump shot, dude that played with the Phoenix Suns, Tom Chambers.
Oh, yeah. Remember Tom.
Big 6'10" Tom Chambers come through the lane, dunking on everybody.
But he
athletic.
definitely shoot like Flag does.
No,
Flag.
So he's special, man.
Well, I'll tell you what, the good news about being in Miami is the Heat are going to end up in that lottery. They are going to end up in that lottery.
Yeah, Pat Riley's going to mess it up. They're probably going to go on a win streak to finish the season.
I like to gamble, and I get some things wrong. The Miami Heat sucks so bad, I don't think he could even F it up and let them win. I don't think they could. I don't think they even have to do – I think if you played some guys out of the stands – who was the guy that threw up at the game the other day, Knicks game, the sidelines?
Oh, yeah, Tracy.
He threw up because they're playing the Heat, right? They're playing the Heat, I think, right? In New York? That's probably why he threw up. I understand. I want to throw up when I watch the Heat.
He blamed it on food poisoning.
He should have blamed it on the Heat. I think they're playing the Heat. Well, they might end up in the lottery, dude. Hopefully they get that. Hey, wouldn't that be something?
I think I saw some.
That's where he should come to Miami.
I think some Cheerios was from when he was a kid came out of his nose. Man, he was in bad shape.
You didn't feel like you knew. You just you're sitting there, you're fine, and then boom, I throw up on national television on the court.
Yeah, there's normally a little
warning.
There's
nothing coming up, and he's sitting where he can walk right down to wherever he wants, private, whatever. You can't just.
No, I think it snuck up on him. It got right up on him.
That quick?
Yeah.
Playing the Heat. Yeah. It's the Heat. It's not his fault. He's playing the Heat.
Tyler Hero make you throw up.
The whole team will make the way he covers people to make you throw up.
I still like Bam.
Me too. He ain't playing the way he used to be, but it's a tough. I like Bam too a lot.
Ever since he started dating that girl, he don't have the legs he used to have. Boss.
All I'm saying is the statistics are not. They bear out that it's not worked out well.
I'm just saying.
Prior to that, he had better numbers.
She's a beast in her own right.
She can still
in her day job.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know what she like as a homemaker, but hey, Holmes, check yourself.
All I know is he did better before. I would agree with you there.
It's nice to be a power forward, but you ain't supposed to be dating a power forward. In the real world. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he is, and he ain't playing the way he used to play.
You got to do some more leg days, dog.
All right, SGA. So Mike Malone, they're talking the other day about MVP, and he basically said that if you thought that it wasn't going to be his guy, that if you put him up against anybody else and thought you wouldn't vote for him, you're full of shit. Even though he's won it a couple years in a row, he's like, my guy's still, the numbers bear it out. He's had some injuries. But SGA, over the last week, he dropped 48 points on the Pistons and followed up with 38 and 8 in the Bucks. Mm-hmm. Both victories, those games. And it's two players on the Kia MVP ladder. And he was obviously the most valuable player on the court. Staging for this week, what's he got? Centers will share, or he's talking about Jokic. So who do you think wins the MVP in the NBA this year?
I mean, he deserves to win it.
SGA.
And he had a great year last year.
Correct.
Typically, they make you do that year, you should have won it, and then the next year. But he follows it up with even a better year.
Correct.
Now the numbers are so outrageous offensively, it's so hard to judge because the Joker – with multiple MVPs, is having a better year than when he was MVP.
Correct. Yeah.
And that's hard to explain.
No doubt. And when you look at SGA, when you look at the future of the NBA, and I understand what you're saying with Flag and an American-born player.
Yeah, he's Canadian. SGA's Canadian.
I know that.
Yeah. So we got it spread all around, man.
I know.
LeBron, he's too old to be it. Anthony Edwards said he doesn't want to be the face of the NBA.
Don't worry, they ain't gonna be.
No, he's not. No, absolutely not.
Dude, this can't be true. Did Tyreek Hill don't have 13 kids, does he? He didn't have 5 kids this year. He did not create 5 children this year. I don't know why that made me think.
If he did, and especially if he did it in Miami, that was reason why he would want out of the city after the last game.
So you're saying he ain't coming back if he's got 5 kids
man, it's not the
in
quarterback.
Miami. 5 this year.
That's some Alabama stuff, man. No, for real, man.
No, I'm not. No, for real.
No,
he might end up with like 25.
That's disgusting, though, man.
What's that? 13 kids? Or 5 in 1 year with different people?
Both of them.
But it's some Alabama stuff?
I mean, what are you going to do? Like, what kind of father are you going to be? My dad had 16 kids.
Your dad had 16?
When we stopped counting. My dad went to the nursing home and had Alzheimer's. He was chasing my aunt who looked like my mom. He swore my mom was in the nursing home with him.
Really?
And he chased my auntie until he died.
Chased her?
Yes. Come here, woman.
Thought it was your mom?
Yes. True story, man. True story, man.
I believe that. Who would make that up?
16 kids.
Damn.
Don't do it, Tyreek. Just trust me, man.
Well, he's already done it. I mean, you mean don't give 3 more to go to 16?
I just hope it's fake news, man.
No, I think it's actually real because I've seen a bunch of different places. I think he's on his way.
Another place that 7 confirmed children with 5 different women.
Well, we'll have to see.
Man, you need to do something about that, man. Just a little snip.
That was what the clip I saw today.
Put a little bag of peas on it, man.
Snip it up.
No,
yeah.
no.
You can't.
When someone's doing that, you can't tell them to strap it up because it's obviously they've taken off the strap.
So
we need a surgical procedure.
Snip. Okay.
Like we need to bring him in for a haircut and slip him a no-do and snip him.
That's it.
While he slipped.
Trick him.
Thank you.
He'll be out there thinking he's making babies.
He'll wake up and feel like he was playing basketball and got a little knee to the groin area.
I know I've been through it. I know.
Put a little bag of peas on it. 6 hours, he's straight.
I know. I did when I did mine. Right after my son was born, my buddy Gordon, he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna get it too." So I was like, "All right." Next day, he's like, "How'd you feel?" I was like, "Dude, I'm good. I feel like just a little bit weird, but I'm totally good." He goes, "Dude, I'm all swollen up." Like my other ball, like swell.
Yeah.
Dude, he got like a nasty infection. Was hospitalized for like 2 weeks down there. I was like, you went to the wrong doctor.
He might have already had an infection in there. You need to check that.
I can't check it now. It's all these years later. But that's
I'm telling you, man, you need to get that. Every guy that's out there, don't put this responsibility on women.
We need to get somebody that we as a doctor men, that we pay. They should be paying us for this marketing. This vasectomy
do it, man.
marketing.
Do it for the sake of women. And guess what? After you get that snip, man, you're in the driver's seat getting them phone calls. I got one phone call like that one time. Man, it was a great phone call.
Say, Cris, hey.
Hey, what up? I'm having a problem. What's the problem? I didn't get my cycle. Okay, what's the problem? No, I think I'm pregnant. Okay, no problem. Go through your Rolodex. Call somebody else because your boy fixed. Excuse me? Yeah, I'm snip. I said, I have all the mechanics, but right when I'm supposed to shoot something, just air comes out. So all you have is my.
Wasn't you?
All you have is my air. I'm sorry for the bad news, but you need to call somebody else.
You better find somebody else.
Girlfriend.
That was it. Never called you back.
No, absolutely not.
Never called you back.
No, she's trying to run a game on me, probably.
Well, it didn't work.
Yeah, man.
Because you were snip.
Yeah, go to the police station. Check the lineup.
All right, let's get. let's wrap up with these comments are good. We had a lot of comments. By the way,
people are coming at us in the comments.
Yeah, I like it. Both of us. It's okay. I like it. So, Bronny did score 17. Okay, this week he did. So my man put True Prophet. He put that aged horribly. Bronny scored 17 last night. Stephen A. didn't average that in college. Dude, first of all, nobody's talking about Stephen A. He didn't score 7. Nobody's talking about Stephen A.'s basketball ability. I don't think. I've not heard him bragging about it. But hey, Bronny did score 17 in the game.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
You're not going to have a podcast comparing Bronny as a professional basketball player, comparing him to Stephen A.
No, we got that. But and you've talked a lot about it. I think that a lot of these comments, and I want to get to them because they're good. But like my man, Kurta Rican, Bronny had no business coming out of college. Truth, he's not an NBA caliber player. He's an average at best college player. I mean, he did have pretty significant surgery a year ago. He is playing a little bit. But some of the success he's having in G League and dropping 17 points, do you think that Bronny will? And who was saying it? They said he's got to work on his body. Oh, it's JJ Redick. JJ Redick's like, dude, he says he'll be an above average shooter, if not a good shooter. And he said that he has to get his competitive, basically he's got to work on himself, his body, his fitness. What do you think about JJ saying that and talking about his future in the NBA? And
typically, a person with the skill set that he has is a dog. I'm talking about Patrick Beverly.
Patrick Beverly.
I'm talking about people
Beverly
that you have to do something to them because they don't have the physical skill. Look, Bronny does not have anything he does at an elite level. And when you come into an NBA gym and you ain't got nothing that you do on an elite level, guess what you can control? Your energy. And you got to be a dog. You got to be in people's face. You got to be up and down, baseline to baseline. You know, you have to be a savant as far as the X's and O's. When you don't have elite talent, when you don't have elite measurables, no, man. He's just an average G League player. He's not an average NBA player. He's not an NBA player yet. He's an average G League player that would have benefited from staying in college.
Will he be able to become an average NBA player?
No.
Okay. So he won't.
No.
Because he's not exceptional at any of those things, any of those tools.
No. And he's had every system available. He can shoot in the middle of the night. He got the best coaches. He got the best strength coach. He got everything. It's not like, oh, he was at some, lower tier program, and then at 20 he got exposed to the elite treatment. No, he's been getting that his whole life. Mm-hmm. So for me, how much closer to his ceiling is he than a normal person would be? Now, I know he had the injury, and I'd like to see where his body will be at when he's 24, 25, but he might be out the league by then.
Mm-hmm. All right. Tyree, not Tyreek, Tyree Mitchell. Mm-hmm. It's called a business. And can you name any other draft picks that were picked around Bronny? Nah, because y'all just hating on a brother. He ain't that bad. Man had 18 last night against the Bucks. He said hating at an all-time high in 2025.
Tell me one other person in the history of the developmental league that scored 18 points and we talked about it. So that's why I'm talking
Next
about
comment. Romans 128, renew. Don't forget that you begged and cried to get him into the Hall of Fame. Who's he talking about? Begged and cried to get who in the Hall of Fame? We talking about Brian? We talking about somebody else?
No.
He didn't say who it was. I don't know what the pop was.
Maybe he's talking about maybe I begged and cried to get into the Hall. No, I didn't. I told them they were full of shit. I didn't beg. I told them they can do whatever they want to do. Put Tim Brown in. Put Andre Reed in. No. No, I'm good.
You didn't beg to get in?
No. I told him if I was Steve Largent, I'd be in because my numbers were better than him, and he was first ballot.
Yeah. But you didn't beg.
Interesting.
Beg?
How you going to beg somebody you got 1,100? How you going to beg somebody you got 130 touchdowns? How you going to beg you got 8 consecutive Pro Bowls?
Hey, believing and advocating for yourself ain't begging. Talking about
the numbers are what the numbers.
Correct.
I'm just a mockingbird. I'm just repeating what the numbers say.
That's right. Okay, no begging.
That's it.
Money makings.
Every receiver on all decade teams in the Hall.
Money making.
Everyone.
Every one of them. Okay. Money making Sim 4314. Nah, bro. Stephen A. crossed the line. Started talking about his kid and his dad personally. Keep it about player stats. all you hating sack licking. I love you. All of you hating sack licking goofballs would have did the same thing for your child. You people said nothing about white player Luke Walton that truly was a damn bum. Shut up. 2 clown faces. That was fucking creative.
Yeah. Luke Walton was a good college player.
Yeah.
Played for extended time in college and
Yeah.
was a role player in the
In the
pros.
league.
No one ever projected him to be a starter, a role player. We did not have these conversations around Luke Walton. We didn't.
Giovanni Carter. Don't think any relation.
Listen, I ain't his dad.
3076. A podcast telling the truth finally. Why do we try to tell the truth? That's what
Yes,
we
sir.
try.
Absolutely.
That's
So
what
help
we
us
try
God.
to do, always. What's that?
So help us God.
So help us God. That's exactly right. All right. JWBC _ basketball 25. Cris, the NBA is trash. People know what they are watching. It's not a good product. What do you think about that?
The regular season is challenging. But as you can start to see as we get down the stretch drive, wait till after March Madness. And we only have a handful of games. This is the most exciting besides the playoffs. Like, I like the teams that are good teams. I like watching them.
Why can't we get them to do that during regular season? They used to. Why can't we get it? Are we ever going to get that product back?
No.
Never.
All these kids are AAU kids. They play 100 games in AAU. I might play hard today. I might play hard. All my money guaranteed. We got
So the TV
we
rev, none of that's
we
ever.
got load management. There ain't no urgency to play that hard. JJ Redick said it before he was the Lakers coach, and then now he's saying this Laker coach. The secret sauce in the NBA now is to get guys to play hard. That's the secret sauce.
And I guess for me, I can't understand the fact that there aren't, like, a Patrick Beverly. You talk about Pat. Like, you talk about a guy that, like, can you imagine dropping him in today with the way, I mean, because it was already seemed like from watching as a fan, watching him at the end of his career and watching the way he interacted, like, dude, he's just an absolute dog. Like the guy you want on your side all the time, on your team all the time. Like, yo, don't say nothing to him. He might come in the second row and smack the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Like, be careful what you say.
That's the only thing that he did at an elite level.
And he did it.
He found his role.
At like a Hall of Fame level.
Yes.
With what he was doing. That was unbelievable. I've seen people mess with people. So you're telling me that is the magic now, getting dudes to play hard. We can't find other guys because there's only it's from a talent. We can't audit that prior to them getting drafted because, like, it is what it is.
And they're definitely not going to play any defense. That's why the numbers are so high.
And we can't get them to do that either.
No, they are not going to play any defense because you're not rewarded for playing defense, and it's not mandated. You know what you get when you run a business? You get what you emphasize.
100%. You get what you focus on. 100%. Get what you speak about.
And right now, they think they're the best skilled generation ever. I watched the Celtics play, and the Celtics shot 53 threes, dog.
I saw it too.
53.
I know.
Now, they play defense on the elite level, and they do have superior talent. So trying to play the Celtics system with ordinary, above average guys, that's not going to work. They can play that system, but they play elite defense on the other side of those three-point shooting. So their model is not broken. Mm-hmm. Like, that is what you want. But 53s in a game?
Yeah, dude, I watched it. And it's just watching guys drill the ball down the court and firing up three-pointers. Some are just bombs. I don't know. It's kind of like, it ain't like the tush push, but it doesn't excite me like, it just doesn't.
No, but it excited enough people. The guy put down the money. He spent $6 billion, highest for any team on the Celtics. He's always been a Celtics fan. Man, he's rich. I'm not going to say that they robbed him. It's hard to rob rich people, but I don't see that asset moving too much beyond where they are.
It's hard to go up from there.
And they just won a championship, and they're over the luxury tax.
It's hard to go up. It's hard to go up from there. Mr. Billings 67, keep up the great work, fam. I appreciate it. We appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, thank you, bro.
J_Andy 2190. Oh, this is good. He said, I thought this was a cool pod, but the white gentleman is a closet LeBron hater. he continues to misunderstand why LeBron was upset. It was not criticizing Bronny. It was the overdramatic, I begging you as a father. I don't hate LeBron James. I think Michael Jordan's the greatest basketball player of all time. It doesn't mean I hate LeBron James. And I don't hate LeBron James for standing up to Stephen A. or talking to Stephen A. as a dad.
No.
Being a father.
No, we agree with that.
But what I will say is, all I'm saying is when somebody gets to have preferential treatment, I don't think there's a problem we talk about it. That's weird to me. I think that's just uncomfortable. I think
So we would be better off just letting it go.
No, because you can't pick and choose when to let it go. You gotta. If you want to tell the
you're gonna
truth, you're
sit in
gonna
this
tell the
seat-
truth. That's right. So we can't pick and choose to go, man. Well, if I say that about so and so, I'm gonna be a hater. No, I just say it because I believe that to be true for me. That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate. I think what he's done in the league is unfucking believable. I was watching him back when he first got in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I was flying all plays, seeing him play when he was at the Cavs, watching championships, the Warriors. Some of those.
You
were
have
the
spent a
best battles.
fortune on LeBron.
Yes. Watch. I mean, it's entertaining. No doubt about it, bro.
But you're a hater.
But I am.
No, I've
yeah.
spent a fortune on LeBron.
That's what I'm saying. So, but I do think that when somebody gets them, it's okay to say, like, hey, man, you're here because that, like,
Right.
it's okay. And guess what? If you want to go ahead and let that, I'm going to prove that different.
Right.
Go for it, bro. You
And
go do your thing.
It was okay for us to say that Jordan with Washington, he wasn't at his best. And
Yeah.
Jordan as an owner, that was not the best display as
100%.
far as a superstar
There's
owning and managing a team.
ain't nothing wrong with any of that. And it's also like, even when you heard people, it's funny. So you're talking about even Jordan playing baseball, and people are like, something like, dude, you go hit 220 in the minor leagues. It still ain't easy.
Yes,
don't give a shit.
absolutely. Yes.
I'll tell you, athletically, it's a hard thing to do.
It's the hardest thing to do in all the sports.
Thank you. Hitting a baseball, doing what it's doing.
Hit a baseball.
Moving the way it's moving.
They
spinning the way
used
it's
to
moving.
have it said the hardest thing to do was to hit a fastball. But no. Hit a baseball and one of those 8 pitches he can throw you.
Correct. Anywhere he wants, at any moment in time, hit any spot he wants with what's on.
And he can throw it close to you.
Yeah.
Because that makes it harder.
When it's coming 98 miles an hour
Yeah.
at your ribs. You're trying to get out of the way. Last one was we had a bunch of comments. I want to read all these, but they were talking about, we was discussing the drug test back in the day, laughing about it, and they said, man, you like dry snitching on people. And I was like, how's he dry snitching? What's the definition of dry snitching? So we're talking about laughing about the drug testing and talking about what used to happen back in the day without talking about anybody's names. So they were all excited about that too.
Oh, yeah, I got dozens of people through the drug test because I was a repeat offender.
Yeah.
I was being tested 3 times a week for 7 years, in season and out of season.
Every week.
3 times, 52, dog.
For how many years?
7 years.
Damn. Because you're a repeat offender.
Yes, I was on last straw.
And you went 7 years without a clean piss test.
Yeah, with my pee.
With your own pee.
But I was doing an independent study on people that didn't have clean pee.
You helped them out.
Help a brother out. That was the name. That was the name of the undercover. You know how you typically, it's an operation, you give it that's what it was called. Help a brother out.
Thank God you had enough pee to give out. So on that note, I ain't got nothing else to say.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, leave the
Appreciate
office.
you,
You have
my
a
man.
problem with it, call me. Y'all know.
You all know where to find them.
Y'all
There ain't no doubt about that. So we appreciate y'all. Keep the comments coming. Thank you very much. Thanks. Like, subscribe, share it with somebody who needs to hear this. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you. Help a brother out.